Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. We're back. It is me, Mr. Matt Kelly, alongside the best co-host in all the business, Mr. Big Al Mocious. What's up, Big Al? How's it going, man?
Pretty good, Matt. It's can't believe it's almost the end of October already. So time's flying, man.
Halloween. It's coming up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's get started a little bit differently here for the fans that haven't, watched lately. Normally we start with sports and all this stuff. We're going to start with video games. Oh, yeah. Sports video games, to be exact.
Mm-hmm.
Big Al, what have you been playing lately?
Matt, just since the college football season is still alive right now, and we don't have that for PS5 or 4 yet. I kind of went back to my PS3 and played college football. I'm doing a dynasty with Notre Dame, which I'm through many seasons I'm undefeated, and I don't know if that's just because of the difficulty or I'm just that good. But
What's the current streak at?
I believe 72-0.
Yourself. Yeah, I think you need to up the difficulty a little bit there.
Yeah, it has to be difficult. Yeah, I just wanted to win a few championships, then we'll go back to that. But I'm also doing a campus legend mode with Mississippi State alumni Mr. Dak Prescott. Currently in the Dallas Cowboys.
Very nice. That's a good one. I like that.
I kind of feel for the brother with all of his injuries, and I wanted to do something instead of creating my own guy. I kind of wanted to stick with some guy in real life, so I went with Dak, and he went to same school, Mississippi State. So having a lot of fun with that.
Nice. That's actually a good idea. That'd be interesting to go back and see. I don't know, some of the rosters from 2013 or whatever it is to start that year. But it'd be pretty cool to, kind of create your own, like somebody like Kyler Murray at Oklahoma. That'd be cool. It'd just be fun to play with them a little bit. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's pretty good idea. I like that. What are your stats in your?
Yeah, and I did it freshman year. I was in the Heisman running, but I didn't win. My team, we made I believe it was the Outback Bowl, and we did pretty decently. So I'm going into my second year, and hopefully. If we compete with those SEC teams, get to a national title in the following year, and even Heisman talk. So he did get pretty good for the first season. So I'm not going to hold it against him. So I'm excited what he does the next couple of years.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm playing Madden 22 on the PS5 lately, and like a lot. There you go. I'm playing all the time. It's very good. It's very good. I noticed. So I like to be the owner, right? In franchise mode, I can set the tickets. I can build a new stadium. I can do whatever. But what I noticed is that a lot of the updates for this year's game in franchise mode are if you are a coach. So I realized I was missing out on a bunch of those things. Like there's still, a what's it called? Prospect scouting and all that stuff. There's still a little bit. You just spend your points and stuff. But if you're a coach, it's much different. You can send out scouts to certain areas all over the country. You get much more detail on the prospects. It's night and day different. And a lot of like your media press conferences, they happen if you're a coach, but not if you're the owner. So that's interesting. So I played through a year as my Denver Broncos in owner, right, for my first year. And I was trying my hardest to fine tune the sliders the way I wanted them, because it's all pro is too easy, all Madden's too difficult for me. So I'm trying to find that perfect middle spot. And it took me like the whole season, tweaking here, tweaking there, to finally get it. It's well known. I think I've told you before that I struggle with interceptions in Madden every year. Like it's really bad. So I'm trying to get that to like a normal, and so I played through a season and I finished up, what is it? 8-9 with the extra game. So so I was 8-9 and I just missed the playoffs by one game. The wild card came down to the Chargers in my division. They beat me by one game. And the Kansas City Chiefs actually went, 16-1.
Yeah.
So they had a crazy year, but
wow.
Yeah. So I missed the playoffs, and I went into the off season, and I had made trades at the beginning of the year. I made a few moves to bolster the draft, and I found my way into the top 15 with my pick. And I actually was able to trade with another team. I forget what team it was. I was actually able to trade with another team for their first round pick, and theirs was even better. It was like 12. So heading into draft night, I decided to trade up in the draft, and I had a lot of stock in the draft. So I traded 12 and 15 to the New York Football Giants for the number one pick. And I then proceeded to pick Spencer Rattler with the number one pick from Oklahoma to try and set that, finally move past Drew Lock, and the Teddy Bridgewater thing is just not going to, it's not going to work forever. So he's a temporary solution. Right. So I decided to, take that franchise quarterback and head down that journey. So, when I realized that I was missing out on a bunch of the scouting and a bunch of the cool new features in franchise, I decided to start over as Vic Fangio, head coach of the Denver Broncos. So right now, I am 1-1 to start the season. So nothing too different. I think that I have. I'm much closer to my actual talent level in Madden for the sliders. So I started Drew Lock instead of Teddy Bridgewater. And he was rocky in his start. And he doesn't have a very good rating in Madden, but he was pretty rocky against the Giants in week 1, and we lost. But the second week against the Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence, I was able to win that game. So I think it's pretty close. It's, I think there could be a little bit more tweaking going forward, but I think I've got it pretty close. Yeah. So Madden is doing pretty great right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to get it. When I get a PS5, I'm excited to play it and do all the stuff that you're doing.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's I think we're finally getting close to having the PS5 available a lot easier. So make sure you're ready. Hopefully.
I'm ready.
All right. Moving forward, let's jump into the recently started 2021 World Series. Okay. This year It is the Atlanta Braves versus the Houston Astros. For the local Philadelphia Philly fans, this is kind of a toss-up. Like, who do you root for, right? You hate the Braves, and everybody hates the Astros for the cheating scandal. So, like, it's like lose situation for Philly fans. But I'm a Yankee fan, so I'm rooting against the Astros, obviously. So go Braves. But in this situation, I can understand that there's not a lot to root for this year. So game one, we saw the Atlanta Braves take game one with a couple early inning home runs. And Big Al, give us an update. What is game two like right now?
Well, Matt, I currently have it on my lovely TV over here. And right now, we got bottom of the second, 1-1. And there's a guy on first with one out. So make that 2-1 with one out. Just a base hit up the middle. But yeah, the Astros took the lead, and now the Braves just tied it last inning. So this should be an interesting one.
Yeah, this could be a tight series. I mean, the Braves won. What was the final? Like 5-3, I think. Game one. 6-2. 6-2. Okay. Yeah, this could be a decently close series. I'm not sure. Could be Braves in 6 or 7. Might be my guess.
I'd pick the Braves in 6. I know everyone's favorite. I know Houston's even favorite, but just from what the Braves did with the Dodgers, like having a chance to actually sweep them, I think that's a great feat to do. And unfortunately, in game one, they lost their the Atlanta Braves lost their starting pitcher for the rest of the series, Charlie Morton.
Broken leg, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, he won't be playing, but hopefully the Braves can win it for him. And like I said, I know Houston's favorite, but I'm liking what the Braves are doing right now, and they're hot. So I'm gonna actually call the Braves in 6.
Okay. All right. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. You have it. Big Al has made his locks. Braves in 6. Atlanta Braves winning their first World Series in who knows how long. Yeah. So it's been a while, but. All right. I see how it is. I think I can agree with that. That's I think I'm leaning that way. I just don't like the Astros. A lot of people don't right now. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes. Okay, let's move on to some good old basketball. Some brand new basketball for 2021. Lakers off to kind of a rocky start. I believe they're winning right now. They're playing the Oklahoma City Thunder as we speak. Defeated the San Antonio Spurs last night in overtime, which was a good win for them because they need kind of that close come together moment, victory, all heart victory under pressure, kind of thing to kind of help the locker room get back together because it didn't look pretty on Friday night. You saw the SportsCenter highlight of Anthony Davis and Dwight Howard getting into it on the bench. That doesn't look good when it happens in the second game of the season. Like, how does that, come on. But, they lost that game. They lost the opener, and not exactly how, they wanted to start the season, even though it's only 2 games. But now they're 2-2, looking to go 3-2 with playing well. So I think they're, LeBron kind of had a scare the other night. He hurt his leg a little bit. He's taking it easy. Didn't play last night. He's not playing tonight. So he got a couple of nights off, and I imagine he'll probably be back for the next game in 2 days. But I'm okay with how they started. They're 500 right now. They're starting to get their groove, and they got that win where everybody came together and in the crunch time, and it was a great win and over the hated Spurs, and it was great.
Yeah.
So I'm all right with how they're starting. Hopefully they can just continue to gel and gel and gel some more, because it takes time for all those new pieces and all those stars, and stars of the past, Hall of Famers, soon to be. So it's going to be interesting to see how well they're gonna move on and get into the groove of things for this stretch. Big Al, a lot of headlines lately in Philadelphia over this Ben Simmons situation, which this was to be expected, right? I mean, this was, going into camp and going into the regular season now, nothing changed. There's still animosity. There's still awkwardness. So much to the point where there's rumors of mental illness on Ben Simmons' part. And there's just like, if you're going to report that, you better get it right. You know what I mean? Like you can't start something about that that's going to not be true in the end, but who knows? So our regular Philadelphia expert, Mr. Big Al Mosius, what are you hearing? What are you hearing out of Philadelphia's practice facility these days?
Well, I did, to your point, Matthew, there was that rumor about his mental illness. He said he's not there ready to play, which I don't know if it's a out of basketball thing, if it's something with the teammates, coach, whatever. I don't know why you're an NBA player. I don't know why you're not ready to play.
Right.
Like, and apparently he is getting counseling for that. And a couple of them teammates, Joel Embiid and Tobias Harris, they're kind of backing him up and saying like, look, he's still our teammate. We still like him and all this stuff. But my thing with him is like, if he's gonna cause this much distraction, I don't know if it's a contract issue or what, but you got to get rid. In a way, you have to get rid of him. But if he's still committed to the Sixers and all this, then definitely keep him, get him back to where his mental and physical health is good, and let's play ball. I mean, their Sixers I believe are 2-2 after last night. They lost to the Knicks. Was not a good start. I kind of turned it off in the third quarter, but they're doing okay without him, but and he's a great defender. I guess just I understand his shooting and foul shots and all that need work on, but if he actually is dedicated to this team, then I'll be happy to have him back. But if he's not, you gotta let him go.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it would definitely be an addition for the Sixers to have him and a benefit to have him on the court. But yeah, if it's going to cause too much issues in the locker room with the coach, Doc Rivers had to kick him out of practice, stuff like that. It's just, then you got to, show him the door if that's the case. Right. But okay, let's move on to the NFL, because there's some good rumors going on lately here. The biggest rumor, tied for the biggest rumor of the offseason, was Deshaun Watson wanting out of Houston. And the regular season started a couple months ago, and we started to forget about it and forget about him and all that story. And finally, it has come back to bite us in the rear. And we are back talking about Deshaun Watson and where he's going to go and what's going to happen with legal matters and what's going to happen. When's he going to play? Is it worth it to trade for a guy who you may not see play for 8 games or for the rest of this season, and, might not see him till next year, all that crap.
Yeah.
So the rumors are that Miami is still very interested in Deshaun Watson, and they're willing to trade Tua Tagovailoa to apparently not Houston. I don't understand why you wouldn't want that piece in return if you're going to trade Deshaun Watson. Like,
Right.
get those first round picks, get those second round picks, and take Tua. I mean, that's good. I think that's a great, replacement to finish out the season, at least. You know what I mean? I understand.
Yeah.
I understand Tua hasn't really been, what people expect him to be, but I think if for Houston, you're already bottom of the league. What's it going to hurt? You know what I mean? But instead, the rumors are that there would be a third team involved. The first rumor that I heard was that Deshaun Watson going to Miami, and then a third team would throw in draft picks. Miami would throw in draft picks, and Tua would go to the third team. And there's been a shuffle as to who the third team is. Washington, Carolina, Denver, all those teams kind of Washington and Denver would like a quarterback. You can argue for Sam Darnold in Carolina, but he just got benched. You never know. So, what do you think? Where's your head at, and where do you feel Deshaun Watson is going to end up?
Well, from the latest thing that I heard out of Carolina, Matt, they backed out of their interest now from him. They're going to stick with Sam Darnold and progress with him. So that kind of leaves us to, even though they're a bad team, well, they just drafted their franchise. You saw the draft. They, a couple teams, first couple picks got their franchise guy. Someone even said, go the type of athleticism Deshaun Watson is. How about he goes? If Mac Jones doesn't work out, how about settling up with Bill Belichick? But I don't know about that right now. I think he likes what he's got there. But yeah, Miami seems like the clear favorite. But after all these allegations and all this stuff, like it's hard for teams to look past that stuff and who would really want him. So, and he is a good guy. He's a good quarterback, but as of now, I have to stay with what I know, and I'm gonna say Miami is the best bet.
All right. I think it really threw a wrench into some of the plans and kind of amped up the conversation as far as Tua, because nobody thought that, Tua would be involved in all of this stuff. You know what I mean? Like if he would go to Miami, you would kind of just ship out as many draft picks as you possibly need to. And Tua, I thought, would remain on the team. And again, like I just said, if you're Houston, why wouldn't you want him in the package coming back to you? In my opinion, I still think he's a decent to above average quarterback, but who knows? And I think that's what got this all mixed up, was Tua being involved and leaving Miami and not going to Houston. And him not going to Houston, that's where other teams were like, if we can't get Deshaun Watson, there's Tua. You know what I mean? These teams who don't have a good quarterback already on their roster, or a satisfactory quarterback on their roster. With Denver, I think it's a great situation because Drew Lock hasn't shown enough to even get the starting role. Teddy Bridgewater got the starting role and has only played well against bad defenses. He really struggled against everybody else, average defenses to above average defenses. So I think, throwing Tua in the mix, I think it's, all the more competition, the better, I think. Get as many pieces as you can for Aaron Rodgers, if that's the route you're going to try and go. And if not, then, you're already losing. You've got, your pick is getting better and better each week because you can't win any football games. So maybe you start thinking about a quarterback in the draft. I don't know. The options are starting to get a lot bigger for Denver, but who knows what's going to happen. So,
well, I think Matt, that's a good point. I think that with Denver, I think he would definitely be right. I think he'd be good for pretty much anywhere, but just because of the player he is. But with Denver, like, if you guys got healthy again, like with your offensive weapons, like I know there's a lot of guys out, but he would definitely make you better, a lot better in that division, conference, everything. And I think your defense started high, but I don't know what's going to happen with that. So if you put him in there, that would be, I think that would work out for you.
Yeah, I mean, who knows what's going to happen? I know football's not like basketball in that sense where there's a lot of moves made during the season. A lot of the traffic happens, in the off season. So you never know what's going to happen over the next couple of weeks. The trade deadline, I believe, is approaching soon. So,
Yep.
That'll be interesting to see what happens by then. But after that, you'll probably have to wait until April, May, stuff like that. All right. Well, I believe we have run a bit long here. I believe we're in the 30-minute territory, but I would like to make a bit of announcement that we would like to try. It's still in the beta, form as of right now, but stay tuned for a potential Monday Night Football, Sunday Night Football, Madden football kind of intertwine clash commentary shenanigans. How about that? You could see us in the booth soon is all I'm saying. I think it's a great idea to kind of get into the live category of what we do here, try and get on Twitch, get on YouTube, get on all the good stuff, and just see how we do with some live actual video games and just experience some of our craziness. Big Al, what do you think?
Oh, that would be wonderful, Matthew. And for those guys at ESPN and Sunday Night Football, I'm sorry, but in commentary, Tony Romo's funny, and then a few other guys are funny, but nothing compares to the two of us. So, I mean, they better look out. We're going to be the new crew and for Monday Night Football or Sunday Night Football. So, tweet at us, text us, call us, whatever gram
email.
That's called.
Instagram.
No, I wasn't talking social media. I was talking when someone delivers you a message.
Whatever
that's called.
DMs.
Just let us know what you think about that idea, and maybe we'll do more than the NFL. If you want to see something else, let us know. We'll consider it. So
100%.
Matt's big into basketball. We'll do some basketball. So I'm excited for that. And like I said, you got the two of the funniest guys right here. So we'll keep you updated.
Perfect. I love it. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching. We're out.